Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in once again. I'm your host without a beard, as you have probably noticed. It's a long story. I mistrimmed, I tried to correct it, mess it up even more, and then just said, screw it, shave it all off and start anew. So for the time being, I'm your host with a baby face. Anyways, today I am here to bring you a new review of the brand new 2021 Cupra Formentor, which is the newest addition to the Cupra family, and it is a completely new model. And the difference between this and the other Cupra models is that it is not based on any Seat model. Like, for example, you have the Cupra Attica, which is based on the Seat Attica. You have the Cupra Leon, which is based on the Seat Leon. But this is a completely new design, completely new model, and I will show you everything in just a minute. Check it out. First of all, let me thank Audi, Seat and Volkswagen Legreux for providing me with this vehicle and making this video possible. I will link their website down below, so be sure to go and check it out. Alright, so this is it, guys. The new Cupra Formentor. Let's move to the side a little bit so we can check out the design. I'm a fan of this design, and I like how the car narrows down towards the front, which gives it a pretty aggressive look. Love these wheels, actually. And the design is pretty cool, and I like how they are blacked out in the middle, which gives them a more deep look with the chromed sides here. The rims have been damaged quite badly. I don't know who's been driving this, but it wasn't me, guys. The bronze Cupra logo right here. Checking out the nose, look how aggressive this looks, with the nose protruding out here. Kind of a bit of a lip right here, really nice. And these are the headlights, full LED, of course. Let me show you the blinkers. There we go. And these also function as the daytime running lights. Pretty cool design. Look at this, fully functional grille right here. And I like this bronzed out Cupra logo with this, it's not real carbon fiber, but it resembles carbon fiber, which gives a little nudge to the sportiness of this brand. This is the system for the road assist features of the car. We have some functional air vents right here on the side of the car, some fog lights. Actually, let's move towards the back. Oh, one more thing I forgot to show you is the design of the side mirrors, which are these kind of hexagonal, I believe. Looks pretty decent and sporty, kind of streamlined. And also they have the blinkers in them. All right, the rear of the Cupra Formentor. We see this light bar extending from one side to another, which you can see in more and more cars these days, with the Cupra badging right there. Looks pretty decent. This is the 1.5 litre petrol version, so this does not have the quad exhaust. I don't like how they just, you know, put plastic right here. I mean, at least show one exhaust or something. This is kind of a fake diffuser right here. But design-wise, this car is kind of really beautiful, actually, with the spoiler right here on the back, and bit of an elevated position, as you can see. I'm a fan of it. I would have rather tested the 310 brake horsepower version. I will do it sometime in the future, so stay tuned for that. Let's move to the inside now. All right, the first thing you notice immediately in the interior of the 2021 Cupra Formentor is all these bronze touches. Like you can see around the vents, here in the steering wheel, The Cupra logo right here, and this is the carbon fiber look-alike trim. You have these leather wrapped door handles with these bronze stitchings in it as well. This door handle, or this door lever here, is painted in the body color, which feels really nice in your hands. The door sill is a bit too high for me, but you can elevate the chairs, so you can just put your arm right here, but in normal position it's a bit too high. And here you have the ambient lighting, which I will try to show you if I can manage to capture it. There we go. So it went on right there. This also functions as the blind spot monitoring. So when a car comes to your side, when you're trying to leave the lane, this starts to blink and give you warnings, which is a pretty nice touch. Anyways, moving on to the interior. This is a very nice and very kind of simplistic interior. As you can see, the steering wheel is so beautiful. It's really one of the best in this class of vehicles, with all your driver's assist shortcut functions right here. And this is to change the customization of your gauge cluster right here. So you can put it in different views like this. It looks pretty decent. And this is when you are driving and you can see the functions of the driver's assist package that are active at that time. You can also put the navigation screen right there. This is the sports display, and back to the normal display right here. Look how when you go into the red line, it is the bronze of the Cupra. Very nice touch. Moving on. So the infotainment screen is this big iPad stuck on the dashboard right here, and it has some really neat functions. So when you go to the main menu, you can see you have all these little shortcut app thingies right here, through which you can operate most of the functions of the car. The climate control functions of the car are also touch operated, which I am not that much of a fan of, but there is nothing you can do anymore. More and more cars are implementing it. A really nice feature of this touchscreen is that if you want to increase the temperature or decrease the temperature of your vents, then you can just slide right here and look how the temperature is changing. See? And you can also tap it to increase it or decrease it. This is for the volume. Nice sliders, and this is also for the passenger side climate control. Pretty responsive screen. Let me turn on the navigation. I don't know how to. All right, it's not working. Maybe do it like this. Oh, okay. It's not. You don't have to. I think that one is to customize the home screen, so you don't have to directly touch on it. Let me show you the screen. It's pretty responsive, as you can see right here. When you have to move around, yeah. Really big screen as well, so everything is laid out very clearly right in front of you. Here you go back to the radio. These are your phone functions right here. So my phone isn't connected at the time. And this is your fuel consumption information right here. All right, moving on to the middle console. Love this Cupra bronze with the body color wrapping around these air vents. As I mentioned before, this middle console is pretty simplistic and minimalistic because all the functions have been integrated into this navigation screen, or this infotainment screen. Rather, all you can see here is your start stop engine button. There you have your gear lever. Kind of reminds me of the Porsche gear lever, the new one. It's really small. It's sturdy, so it's not going to break, although it looks thin. Moving down, you have a couple of cup holders right here. Then you have a Middle console, which is okay in size, not the biggest in the market, but not the smallest either, with a 12-volt socket right here. This is a spot where you can put the key of your car when you're not using it. So let's just put it right here, and you can see it fits just about. So it has been specifically made for this key. This is a part where you can put your phone if you're not using it. This is also a little cubby space, which also functions as a wireless charging port for your phone. If you put it right there, pretty handy feature. Okay, another very neat feature I've discovered is you see these two touch-sensitive sliders. Well, these operate the open roof and the sunroof of the car. So when you slide your fingers like this, you can see that the sunroof is closing all the way shut right here. And if you want to open it, you just slide your hand back like this, and then it will open up again. This one is obviously for the light, for the roof itself. So when you do it like this, the roof is opening. I'm gonna close it because it's a bit cold. So slide back and the roof closes once again. Pretty nice feature, nice feature. And these touch sensitive buttons here are for the dome lights of the car. So there you go. They also make a little sound. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's like a little toop sound. Never seen this in any car before. So storage space is decent. You have decently large door bins. This plastic is a bit screechy and cheap feeling, which I don't exactly like. This here as well. A bit of scratchy plastics here on the glove box as well. The glove box is actually pretty large, larger than even bigger cars. So you can put a lot of stuff right there. You have a door bin over there as well. All right, we are in the back of the 2021 Cupra Formentor now, and this seat has been placed into my driving position. I'm between 5'10", 5'11", and as you can see, knee room is absolutely abundant. Look how much space I have. You can slouch back almost completely flat, and you can take a nap. Headroom, let me show you guys, is pretty decent because here you go, people over 6 foot will be just fine here. This has been equipped with the sunroof as well, so it eats into the headspace a little bit, but still very decent headroom. We have some storage bins right here in the doors, which are okay in size. You have some storage spaces right behind these seats right here. Climate controls, which you can set to your temperature, and some USB-C charging ports right here for your phone or your iPad or whatever. You have this Cupra bronze trim again in these door handles. One thing I am not a big fan of is these high door sills, obviously because of the sporty look of these mirrors right here, of these windows right here. They had to do it, but it's a bit high, and especially kids will struggle to put like their arms on here or something. And the plastics here are also a bit scratchy, and this is a high contact surface, so they should have probably put some soft touch materials right here. You can recline this part of the middle seat right here, which reveals a armrest and some cup holders right here. And you can also completely open this part off, which gives you a loading through hatch if you have to transport large items. All right, let's check out the boot space of the 2021 Cupra Formentor. Electrically operated, of course. And you have a fairly decent luggage space right here. It's not the biggest in the market or in its class, but it's still pretty decent. You can't really stack up things too high because of the design of the car. You know, it goes a little bit like this, so because of the sporty design, but it goes pretty deep, and if you need more space, you can recline these seats. You do have a bit of a loading lip right here, but it's not too high, but still you have to lift things over here. And of course, when you press the button, it will automatically close. All right, now let's get the Cupra Formentor on the road and see how it drives. As I mentioned before, this is the 1.5 liter petrol engine with 150 horsepower, and right now I'm going to floor it. It's a tad bit underpowered if you ask me. I would definitely look at the 190 horsepower version at least, more preferably the 245 or the 310 horsepower versions of it, because those will be a blast to drive. But for day-to-day traffic, if you're not going to leave the city, this is going to be just fine. But obviously, if you want to go longer distances, if you want to go on the highway, you want to have some overtaking power, I definitely would go for the 190 horsepower one. Taking a bend in the Cupra Formentor, the suspension is actually pretty impressive. There is minimal body roll, and yet it soaks up the bumps really well. It's not hard at all. It's a comfortable, smooth ride. And I got another bend coming up right here. And let's see, take it with a bit of speed. Barely any body roll. That's pretty impressive. So you can actually do a little bit of sporty driving in this car. City driving is pretty relaxing. You do hear the engine noise coming into the cabin, and today being a very windy day, that's why I noticed it, is that these mirrors, they look really beautiful and really sleek, but they do have a significant amount of wind noise coming through them. Tire noise is minimal. You don't hear it that well. And oh my god, the suspension is so good. How are they doing this? I'm on a pretty bad road right here and just driving comfortably. Anyways, so you have some minimal tire noise, you have quite a bit of wind noise, and the engine noise is protruding into the cockpit. The seats are decently comfortable. These are the standard seats, so you can upgrade to full leather seats and fully electric seats, which are adjustable in many different ways, which will be even more comfortable. But these seats do the job pretty well. I've been driving around for about 45 minutes now, no issues. They support you pretty well from the back here as well. You have some actually pretty aggressive side bolsters right here to hold you in place when you're taking high-speed turns. You do have a pretty nice view right in front of you. This gauge cluster right in front of you is so crisp and so clear. You can customize it in many different ways to your own liking. Love how the red line is in bronze, which I mentioned before, but it's just a nice touch. You don't see this type of thing in any other car, and these are the little things that make it worth reviewing cars like this. The infotainment screen is very large as well. It's a very clear and bright day. It's a sunny day and I can see everything very clearly right here. You do have plenty of room while sitting in the driver's seat. Your passenger right next to you will have plenty of room as well. This middle console is kind of elevated, which does seclude you from your passenger, and it makes like two compartments in the front. And it's actually a pretty nice and decent driving experience. I would pick this car, if I'm in the market for this car, I would pick this over any Volkswagen of its caliber, because look, this Benz, oh my god, this car is just staying so flat. So should you buy the 2021 Cupra Formentor or not? Well, if you ask me, I would definitely check it out and test drive it, because it is a unique driving experience which sets itself apart from its rivals, because it's sporty to drive. As I mentioned, no body roll. The suspension is really smooth. It soaks up the bumps really well. It handles great around town, because this being an SUV, it's a small SUV, so you won't have any trouble parking the car, finding parking spots. If you do, you have all the parking aids you would want in this infotainment screen right here. Crystal clear gauge cluster right in front of you. Beautiful steering wheel. Steering feel is amazing as well. You have plenty of space in the cockpit. your passenger as well. The middle console is kind of elevated, so you are secluded from the rest of the car. It's kind of pointed towards you. Plenty of space for your kids in the rear. This being said, the boot isn't the largest, so if you have a big family, you have 3 kids at least, then I would look for a bigger car. But definitely go check it out. It is something new. It is a new design, and I think a lot of people will like the driving experience. Anyways, this was it for today, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. Keep watching, subscribe, like, share my videos, and stay tuned because I have more cool reviews coming up. Have a nice day and a nice weekend.